now the host of Entertainment Now, Gail Scott Key.
I've had everybody asking me on the streets, everybody who has been texting me, who have been seeing the posts, they're like, Gail, what? The Spinners, what? I said, yes, yes, yes. Don't be hating, just relating, okay? Because we have the Spinners here and we are ready to rock and roll, so everybody can sit tight. I am joined by my lovely co-host, Bill Saps, Richie Rich Mangia, who are in the house, and they had to be part of this party with the Spinners. We have Jesse Peck, Ronnie Moss, and the one and only, the original Henry Fambrough, who are here.
Wow.
Amazing.
Oh, man.
It's so nice to meet you.
Yes, it is a blessing. Now, when you think of Philly, you can't help but think of one of the greatest R&B and classic Motown bands, the Spinners, and they will spin you because, of course, we have been listening to their latest CD that they have put out, which we are also been spinning. And I know that you have been listening to them, Miss Christina Millsaps. And we have been listening round the block and back again. Let me tell you something. This is a group that hasn't lost their essence. This is a group who has been inducted into the Hall of Fame 3 times. Let's get these gentlemen in there, signed, sealed, delivered. It's done, okay? Because I am in love with each and every one of them. And they are also going to be, mark your calendars, I promised you, they're going to be playing with the OJs on the last stop on the Love Train farewell tour on Friday, August 5th. Oh, did you hear that? Is that everybody clicking away, trying to get their tickets? Not now. Spinners, come on. Wait till after the show. Let's enjoy them. We're going to take a trip back in time. Get seated, get your favorite beverage, kick your feet up, and let's just take it on with the Spinners, with Jesse, Henry, and Ronnie, and others are sure to be joining us. But right now, I welcome you all and welcome back, Ronnie. But most of all, thank you, Henry and Jesse, for taking the invite. Thank you so, so much.
It's our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Listen to that voice. That voice will get you up and early. Get out of that bed. Okay. Okay. Gentlemen, Jesse, I know you were just saying you have a daughter who's off into college and life is real and change for all of you. And you all have been performing. So let's just take it back a spell. Henry, you started this group. You actually were, it was actually interesting to find out that before it was even called the Spinners, you actually were producing and running, I think you were a little bit younger with the group, with Billy Henderson, Pervade Jackson, C.B. Spencer, right. Jane Edwards, and that was the Domingos,
right.
Domingos. That was in the late 50s.
Yeah, well, the mid 50s, yeah.
Yeah, before I was born, how about that? And I still love you. I still love you.
Was that before you were born?
Yes, sir.
Me too.
I love it.
Big old ham.
What was it like seeing the generation and this group starting then and through the changes of the years? Please take us through your eyes. What was that like?
From 54?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know, back then, we were with Motown Record. Mm-hmm. And we was hoping and praying and standing on our heads and doing everything else, hoping that Barry would get us a break, you know. But things didn't work out that way. Excuse me, I get hiccups.
Oh, I know how to cure that, you know.
But things didn't work out that way, but things came around for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And like my mama told me a long time ago, she said, son, if it's for you, the Lord will take care of you.
Wise woman.
Hey, I was on my knees every day.
I heard that.
Wow.
Yeah, on my knees every day with Motown.
Oh my goodness.
Henry, I was curious myself as I was reading there's so much on you guys. I grew up in Miami, in a all black neighborhood. We're the only little Cuban family there. So I got the pleasure of hearing Motown and hearing all that stuff growing up. I love it. And but I was curious, did the band originate in Michigan? Are the original band members all from the Detroit area or somewhere else?
Ferndale, Michigan.
That's Michigan. We know some good stuff.
It's like Wyoming Avenue and 8 Mile Road Avenue.
8 Mile, the famous
Right
8
on the
Mile
corner.
Eminem's from.
My goodness.
And we had a bad reputation that that wasn't true.
Clear it up, Henry. Here is the platform. Clear it up.
Yeah.
Move everybody out the way for you. Come on.
You're getting the dirt now.
Yeah. This is the real story.
People thought that you get messed up on 8 Mile Road and Wyoming in that area, you wasn't gonna make it, you know. Well, it wasn't true. It wasn't true.
Oh, you
I'm glad
all.
to see. I'm glad to see it wasn't. We've all enjoyed the
Absolutely.
music now for years.
Heather.
It's really neat to see that it's still going.
Yes.
And and now you guys are touring with the OJs. I just love to hear how that came about.
I need you.
Exactly.
Well, I guess we give credit to the promoters for making that happen, and the OJs for being so gracious and performing with us once again. I mean, for Henry, it's not as big a deal. Henry seeing two of his old buddies, Walter and Eddie. I love seeing them interact, but for me and Ronnie, it's more of a treat. Henry is more of a review, but and the rest of the guys too. We love seeing them perform. Eric Nolan in the group is a good buddy of mine. I even do voice drops for his radio show, The Eric Nolan Show.
Such a great voice.
I think you need to do mine, Jesse. I think we need to talk.
No joke. I would be happy. You let me know. You send me the lines. I'll get them over to you. I'll give you a 2-hour turn time. You'll be awesome.
Oh my gosh.
You're inside with Gail. Tune in and listen every day.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
You owe me $500.
Oh my God. And I will pay it. I will pay it. Yes.
I'm kidding. All right, Henry giving me that eye. I got to shut up. All right.
No, you don't ever have to shut up. I just adore you. And of course, our buddy Ronnie Moss. This is his second time coming around on my show. And I am so thankful for you. I'm so thankful for you for coordinating this and helping me, getting all the spinners on. This is an absolute treat because I did share with Ronnie before, my love always. And I do know for Ronnie, this being part of this group was also a special trip for you because there were some big shoes for you to fill. In 2013, there was a big change in the group, which we all knew about. And you got the call. It was sadly the band had lost the original member, Bobby Smith, but you somehow you just had it in your soul. I'm going to perform. I'm going to be with the Spinners. Can you take us on that journey?
It was definitely a journey. it was definitely nervousness. And when I came in the group, all I could think about was Bobby and trying to not fill his shoes, but at least hold up the greatness that the Spinners brought. And Jesse knows he replaced an original bass singer. He's the only one that ever done that.
Yes.
And I came in and I, of course I don't do Bobby's parts because Marvin and I switched, so I'm doing the parts that he was doing, and he's doing Bobby's parts because his voice is more Bobby. But it's an honor to be here, and I still feel the same way today as I did back then.
Oh, that is so wonderful. Jesse, your journey, as Ronnie did allude to, you had replaced one of the members, and what was that like for you?
I always, when they ask that question, I always have the answer the same, and Ronnie just just did the same thing. He understands. Purvis Jackson was the original bass singer for the Spinners, and that man cannot be replaced on stage or off. So I didn't replace him, but I carry his torch and I try to fill those big old shoes he got. I wear 13s. He must be at 15, 16. So I put a little tissue in the toe, I'll make it work out, make it work out. But no, it's an awesome experience. It's just as wonderful. It's just as wonderful the first time, going out on stage, with Bobby and Henry, Spike and Charlton and doing the show. It feels just as wonderful today. It is just as exciting. I still love it. I still love the autographs and the fans. Henry knows I'll take a picture in a minute. It's a huge responsibility stepping into a group like the Spinners, an iconic group such as the Spinners. But it's also a huge honor, and a pleasure. And if you got something to complain about, and this is what you do, you're probably in the wrong line of work. Yeah. I'm not saying it's Candyland every day. I mean, there are rough parts to it. I mean, sometimes you do a show, you get off stage at midnight, you're in bed by 1, getting up at 4 a.m. Not getting up, you're downstairs about 4 a.m. It's called lobby call, and always eating good food, and but then there are times when it's great. It's hard to complain about what happened 2 weeks ago when you're in Hawaii, get back, or it has its ups and downs like anything, but being a member of the Spinners is far more beautiful than anything I can imagine doing. It's a wonderful experience. And again, Henry Fambrough, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be in this group, as I'm sure Ronnie is too. I can never thank you enough. You changed my life. Thank you.
Oh,
It's a pleasure, my dude. I love you.
I love you too, man.
I love the way that you guys vibe together.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's very striking, because I know celebrities, we've spoken to a few now, and I consider you guys all celebrities. There's something about humility and just great character and integrity. It makes you just that much more attractive to fans.
yes.
So I love to hear that the way you guys are honoring the old band members and stuff like that. It's just amazing. I love that vibe. Is it the same when you're on the road together? Do you guys all get along? Or do you ever argue with each other?
I say we get along as much as any good family, group, close-knit group of guys, we get along very well. I mean, of course, there's some times we have disagreement. We're a bunch of different individuals, just the Spinners alone, the 5 of us, not including our band, which we're also very tight with, our road manager, wardrobe guy, LPZ. Shout out to you there, brother. It's sometimes we get on each other's nerves. Sometimes we bicker a little bit. I'd say everybody fusses with everybody else at some point, and it's real minor. Then we go back to party and enjoying each other or getting the job done. Never appears. It's always about what's best for the show. The only person that doesn't get into fights is Henry, and that's because he's the boss. He just tells you what to do, and you just have to do it.
Yes.
You can't argue with him.
Well, I think
you never let those small things get in the way of business,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
What is so beautiful to see here too is just the respect, and it really does feel like family. Like you guys have just known each other forever. Like maybe your cousins, brothers, nephews. I mean, it's really special that you can, just to even witness this. And so, I was wondering about the album Round the Block and Back Again, and how long it took you guys to put that together. Because I like the theme that's woven throughout with all those songs.
Oh, it took about an hour.
Well, I guess when you're that professional, it doesn't take long.
In an hour, one day.
We took our time and pieced everything together. And we finally got it together, I got hiccups, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I have to concur with my friend, because let me tell you, I bought that album as soon as Ronnie said it was coming out. I said, I'm buying it. My husband's like, what are you doing? Because he saw this iridescent glow underneath the bed sheets. And he's like, woman, what are you doing? I am ordering the spinners. You can just move on now. Go back to sleepy land. Thank you very much. I ordered my spinners, and when I got that CD, I have to say, oh my goodness, what is consistent? Not only respect and the love, but it goes consistently through your music. Now, I'm going to tell you, I know I shared with Ronnie talking about Jesse when you were saying, basically, when you're out there and you're everything is the same. And because I remember Evelyn Champagne King, I remember her brother, for some reason, thought I could be a dancer. Now, listen, I can hold my own, but when the leg starts twitching like the exorcist going in the other direction, you're right. I know my lane to stay in. So here it is. So I am grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you for the decades of music. Thank you for the heart. Thank you for the heartache that I'm sure on the back end that a lot of us don't know that you had to go through. And especially Henry, when you started back in those times, when there was a segregation, all of that craziness, and seeing it today, I am so interested in asking you all this. What is the one thing that we are missing that you have gone through in all the transformation of the bands and all of the divide? What would be the powerful message that you tell and bring to everyone when they're going out there, that the music is the one thing that keeps us all together? Is there any essence of wisdom through those threads of your wonderful music that you would like to share?
That's one thing about the music. It's the world affair, you know. I don't care where you go, music takes over, even in the country where they don't speak English. But the music takes over. And the name Spinners is out there. And we get great satisfaction from our fans from around the world, you know. So that's great.
You indeed have a lot of fans, indeed. Jesse, how about you? Any words of wisdom that you would like to add with Henry?
That would be tied to a song, or
no, he don't have nothing to say.
Henry knows Jesse Peck always has something to say, you know. Well, I thought you asked if there was something a message that we wanted to convey or push out further that was connected to a Spinner song, and one of the classic songs.
Yes, absolutely.
Right off the rip, I would say, and because of my personal experiences, and the older I got, the more I knew the meaning of this song. I am Jesse Peck, and the song that I'm referring to is "It Takes a Fool to Learn to Love, Don't Love Nobody." And what that song represents to me in life is that there are people whom you love, there are people who you want to love, there are people, because you love someone, doesn't mean you're going to be loved back in return. You know, it takes a fool to learn to love, don't love nobody. That being said, the love you do have that is reciprocated, be it through your spouse, be it through a family member, be it that friend who came up with you from way back and who's never let you down. We make mistakes, but it wasn't bigger than the love and the relationship. Those loves that you do have, you best cherish them and hold on to them. Don't take it for granted. Be good to those and love those who love you.
Be 100%.
Say it again, Henry. Say it again, Henry.
I say I agree 100%.
Right on.
So well
Or
said.
you know.
That's hard to follow because
And Ronnie, I wanted to just, I'm sorry, I wanted to see what Ronnie had, if he had some, because I see him writing down something. So I wanted to see if he had something to add.
Well, you know, the Spinners have a wonderful catalog. I mean, there are so many songs that Henry leads so many beautiful songs. I have the catalog, and really I can't really just pick a song because I love all of them. The writers for the Spinners was incredible, and producers back then all the way up to now. And I really can't. I mean, I can name songs, but I love them all. I really do. And it's just wonderful being involved and singing these songs from Thom Bell, Linda Creed, and all of those producers and writers. And also the routines that we do by Charlie Atkins, and that man sitting up there in the square with the beard today, he taught me all the routines, and he's incredible. He don't act like it, but he's incredible, Mr. Fambrough. He all the steps, and he is smooth as Fred Astaire. And I love being around that man.
Yes,
wonderful. My dear friend Richard, Rich, you were going to say something. I cut you off. My apologies. Please go ahead.
You can cut me off anytime you want. When the Spinners, it's the Spinners. You guys cut me off. You know, it's all good. You know, because when you start talking about love, I'm like, it's hard to follow that. You know, because at the end of the day, I feel like that's what a lot of your music is about. You know, one way or another, it's about relationships. You know, it's about, you know, the things that real people feel and experience. You know, we've all experienced heartbreak. We've all experienced that beginning of falling in love. We've all experienced love with family members and children and parents. It's just so deep, and that's why I feel like that this music is timeless. As I was going through, like, what am I going to ask these guys? Because you guys, you know, the David Letterman show. I mean, just celebrity after musician has been basically just, you know, they all, you know, pretty much, you know, laud and applaud, you know, for the Spinners. It's real magic. I'm wondering, you know, you guys are on tour now, correct?
Yes.
So are you guys going to continue going with this? I hope you do, because I want to see you guys live.
August 5th.
As long as Ronnie, you want to answer that?
Well, no, just you have it. I can just say this: we're booked this year, next year, so you can see us. Just pick a date.
Very well said, Ronnie. Very well said.
That's right.
So I haven't looked yet, but I'm in Georgia. I'm near Atlanta. So are you guys? That's a big city. Are you coming to Atlanta sometime soon?
If we had an Atlanta gig, Ronnie would know that right away.
You know, I've been crying, running up and down the street trying to get us here. I live near you, and and I'm in Atlanta area, outside Atlanta, and it's I don't know why, but maybe we'll get here sooner or later.
Okay, we're petitioning it for you right now. The Spinners need to be in Atlanta, and
that's right.
Your diehard fans
out there.
Prove it.
Yeah,
Now.
We need to make this happen, and we'll have some people call your people, because this is, I mean, Atlanta is a place where y'all have to be. I mean, I know you know that, Ronnie. And when I was looking, I saw your barbecue stuff, something about your barbecue, and I saw Atlanta, Georgia, and I was like, where can I get that? He does barbecue too, so I thought that must be delicious.
Yeah, that's my cousin. That's my cousin that sell those barbecue grills.
The grills. Okay.
Yeah, he sells them all over the country. So that's what you see.
You do serve up the hot dishes of the hot R&B, so come on now. You all serve it up anyway, so come on. All right, we are with the Spinners, okay? So the Spinners need to be coming to Atlanta, to Boston next to me. Need to get you everywhere. And we have people who are just like, I love the Spinners. Prove it. Here is your time to prove it.
Right on.
CJ will be here shortly.
Oh, great. CJ will be joining us any minute now.
Woo! The party just gets bigger and better.
Yes. Our new lead singer. Yeah, he'll be joining us in a few minutes.
So this will be our last chance to talk about him before he gets on then.
It is so bald.
And I think what we're going to have to do is have him sing as he comes on, you know, because you know we've been waiting and everything. So we'll have him sing a few bars. What do you think, guys?
I don't think that'll be a problem. It'll be getting CJ goes out and gives it up for the crowd night after night. CJ is going to lead us all off the stage into the audience, dancing.
Oh my
fans, you know.
Tell me, what has been the most exciting part when you said when you go into the stands and with the fans and stuff? What has been the most exciting or most outrageous thing that has ever happened through your tour?
That was good.
Yeah.
Good or bad?
Right. I would have to say, the most exciting part of the show for me anyway, and I think for the fans too, it would be Rubber Band Man. That's when we go freelance. We're jumping around, doing all crew. We grab our giant rubber bands and we're all over the stage. We're falling and catching each other and doing falls. And, at one point we link our rubber bands up. The entire theater goes completely black.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Strobe light kicks in. It's 1974 all over again. Crowd go crazy. Rubber bands all over the place. Then at the end of the show, when it ends and the lights come up and we're in our Rubber Band Man pose, we shoot the rubber bands out to the fans, and they're all excited to take home a rubber band if they're lucky.
Yeah, it's like the Blue Man Group. You have to wear some guards in front of your face and stuff just to make sure you put no eyes out.
Well, right. Well, so far we haven't had any injuries from any rubber bands.
So
Now,
far.
we asked Ronnie this question the last time he was on the show. Remember, Ronnie? We said, now who is the Rubber Band Man? Who is the Rubber Band Man?
Jesse has to help me on that one.
I have to help you on that one.
Yeah.
You did fine on your own the last time.
I know it has something to do with Billy.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, the Bill. Oh, I thought you were talking about on stage now. Yeah, back in the day, if you're talking history. Yeah, Billy was the one they would coin the Rubber Band Man. They would was it? I think it was it Tom that made fun of Billy?
Billy.
Yeah, Tom was make fun of Billy, all I can call him. So yeah, it was, if anyone, it would be Billy that he was coining that after.
Right.
Because he was lanky or the way he moved? Or
Lanky. Really, with all due respect, all due respect to him, he was a shorter gentleman. He was a pudgy guy. He was when I saw, he was one of my favorites because he was a little cuddly guy, but he was getting down. He was the bigger guy, but shorter guy, but he was still stepping. The choreography with the Spinners has always been tight, and you would expect the guy that's a little overweight to be behind, but Billy was not. He was precise with his moves, and he just liked to see it. He was a little guy, but he was getting down. He was the Rubber Band Man.
I knew exactly what he was looking like, and I just had to see, I just had to play with you. And I'm like, he just went right into it, and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, and don't get me started.
See, that's where this party is. And I think now that you said that, Jesse, you're seeing all of the musicians doing different things. And what I did want to ask is, especially with COVID, and I pray that all your families have been well and safe, because there was a turn where a lot of the artists had to do a lot of the promoting, if you will, by yourselves, because it was a tough turn. And I knew this was because I'm dear friends with Evelyn Champagne King and a lot of the artists that were coming on. So twofold question that I have for you. How was that time? Yes.
Can I cut you off real quick?
You can, anytime.
CJ is waiting on you to let him in.
Thank you. I had my bar right there. So let me just bring this up. Hold on. Tell him to hold on. All right. My little bar is just trying to get him in here.
In the meantime, I'm going to say that I love it when artists like you are inducted into anything that says the word rock in it. I'm like, nah. Whenever I see that, I was watching the induction into Michigan's Rock and Roll Legends Hall of Fame.
CJ.
Hey, welcome.
That's CJ.
That
His
is
audio's connected.
It looked like Bino.
Hey,
what's going
Hi, CJ.
CJ. Hey, CJ.
Let's go. Oh, what was that?
You're late, right?
Hi.
Yeah, baby.
Is this a habit? Is this a habit that happens? Is this why you're razzing him about this?
No comment. Hey, Gail, you know what? That was a very good question you were asking. And CJ, that's a good question for CJ to answer. He's a little more versed in the industry on that answer. I would even love, even though I know the answer, I would love to hear how he will put it. If you're ready, CJ, you got some catching up to do, brother.
For my last question, the very last question that I asked.
Yeah, let him get one in.
All right. Well, CJ, welcome to the show, and your beautiful dog who is just licking you, just showing you love. We so appreciate you being here. I was putting out to the group that, you know, we noticed, especially through the times of COVID, there was a lot of times when the bands would have to do a lot of promotions for themselves. And the extraordinary times, and of course, again, I extend to you, I hope that your family has been doing well, yourself as well, because it has been quite the unprecedented times. How was that change of time through COVID and producing and, you know, getting the band together and all of that? What did you see as far as forming and getting back together and getting out into the public now?
Difference or
Yes.
Well, then it was more. I mean, of course, everyone had the pause of what's next, you know, what we're doing next. But once the suggestion came up to record, as bad as time it was the best time for artists at the same time. All the artists that wanted to record, Spinners, anybody at that time, that was the moment to get together, bond, record, hang out with Henry, you know, get to do a lot of other things. That we took that more, they would say, as a fellowship moment to kind of, because especially with me, because I was the new guy, so it was good for us to get together, and I think it worked, and gave us a tighter bond as a group. The promotional part, I mean, it just, even with all of that, we still was in the thinking moment because things changed. The music industry changed, period.
Yes.
Because of COVID. I know a lot of people don't like to look at it like that, but as entertainers and artists, it changed drastically. Mm-hmm. Basically, we became our own promoters. We didn't need major labels and things like that. We became, you know, the self-contained artists. You know, we just we came to do it all. I mean, even though it's still hard to those school cats, that's a little hard for us. I mean, but give it to Jesse, he'll do it.
You raised a good point, though, because
I know how to do it. Yeah.
Before, you had a lot of artists or coming up artists who would use a lot of the technology at home, and not like you guys going into the studio and putting the hands on. They would use the electronics, and they were sampling the songs. And then when they see the real original bands promoting themselves, all of a sudden they step back.
Yeah.
Right? Because they knew better. Yeah. So
I praise sampling. I am one of those who I praise the sampling because, and for two reasons. One reason, yes, it makes the sound, it brings up, you know, familiar sound, sell records. But the other thing is, it keeps groups like Spinners like us alive, keep us going. Because it's like, oh, I've heard this song before. Now you don't dance to it because we're singing it. Now you're not dancing to a 2-bar loop or 1-bar loop. So yeah, so I'm all right with the new school sampling because I know what is there for us. It works both ways now. So
there you go.
But yeah, it was that pandemic. I don't even know why. I don't even like to talk about it. I used to, but now it's like, I just wanted to wait.
Right, I know.
Stay away.
You know, this album is real. It means a whole lot because it's the first album. I don't know, I hear 40 years and maybe less, but that the Spinners released an album and Henry's on it. And it just means so much. And I would advise everybody to get this album because it's definitely something that you want to treasure. You know?
Oh yeah, and Henry is crooning on it. Don't get me wrong, he's crooning.
Yes, he is.
We will certainly promote it on all our platforms. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he is.
I was
Oh,
listening to CJ because it was sort of a time of for a lot of people, a time of reinvention, sort of reimagining, growing, with everybody sort of, not meeting together and meeting online and things like that. How much of the sort of especially with Henry being there, you get the new and the young, the new sound, the old sound, like how much of the old Spinners is still a part of this new Spinners?
99.9%.
I love to hear that because Christina and I are like, we're going to see you guys.
Oh yeah, I say that because if we have to keep that substance. We have to keep to me, when I first came in, I had to study the sound, and when I found out that the Spinners was a commercial group, but they always kept a really, really soulful lead singer. And they would do a lot of commercial, almost disco type of what we call house or pop now type of style, but they would keep a soulful lead singer. GC Cameron, soulful. Felipe, it's almost like the preacher in the band, you know what I mean? So they always kept that soulful. Then you had John, and they always had that soulful thing. So I believe that. And I'm kind of like those guys. I came from the same background, I came from the same area John came from. I came from kind of the same background. And so I know that vibe. So we keep that soulful thing, but we keep that commercial thing. The energy is a little more crazier, so that's the new. I think the only new part of it to me is the energy and basically the new band hits, just adding hits to the old favorites to make it, just a tad bit more modern, but we keep the same substance.
Yeah, I love that a lot. I know that the business of music has changed quite a bit. The business of music, but it's nice to see that the original sort of heart behind it's still there, because that's what the fans want.
And we still do the original steps. So my knees are wrapped right now.
How old are you? How old are you? Don't mind me asking. Because I see Henry over here. I'm looking at you. You look kind of GQ. Like, what is going on here? How old are you? You don't mind me asking.
You said he looked kind of what?
GQ.
That's gonna go. Why'd you say it again?
Later on, he's gonna be like, "Uh-oh." Are you gonna say it or no?
Well, I'm 51.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh my
I would not
God.
have guessed that in a million years.
Yeah.
4 years older than you? That cannot be right.
You're older than I am?
I'm 4 years older
like
than
that?
you.
Oh,
Thank you. Because I do the Spinners. Thank you.
Wow.
Hello.
Pleasure.
Gail has found the fountain of youth, I think. Yes.
Oh yeah, she has.
I have a question. When will we see you guys?
Well, that's an interesting thing, CJ. We were just talking about your itinerary. We were talking about Atlanta, Boston. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, yes. And Jesse's holding it up. Mm-hmm.
Friday, August 5th will be in Jacksonville, Florida at Times Union Center. Saturday, August 6th, Columbus, Ohio at the Palace Coliseum. Sunday, August 7th, Des Plaines, Illinois at the theater. Wednesday, August 10th, Sonoma County Fair in Sonoma, California. Friday, August 12th, Conner Prairie, Fishers Inn. And wrapping up the first 2 weeks, August 13th, Cincinnati, Ohio at Ludlow Theater. Get your tickets now. The Spinners Live. Coming soon.
There you have it. There you have it from the voice.
Is that the end of it? Is
I'm Henry Fambrough.
Or does it go on into I think we can make that Ohio.
We live in color.
Love it. I love it.
Oh
my
God.
We
Yeah, go to our website for the new CD. That's thespinners.com. You can pick up our CD. You can stay on top of our concert schedule as well. We have T-shirts as well, sweat gear, all that good stuff. Go to thespinners.com. On YouTube, we are The Spinners. You can just find us there as well. And grab the CD. Let us know what you think. Grab a T-shirt. And we'll love you all the more for it.
Yep.
We love
You got the right guy.
Christina,
We're
did you
gonna
hear that? We could be sweating with the
Yes,
spinners. They
we
have
know,
Right.
Gail.
Sweat with the spinners.
This
No,
calls for a
they-
photo shoot for sure with all that
Oh, yeah.
merchandise.
There you go.
We're gonna make
If
it happen.
you're wearing spinners gear when we come to your town, we will definitely take a photo with you. We have
Yes.
to stop and take a photo with you.
Well, we're
Buy
gonna
your
have to
spinner
come
t-shirt
see you.
today.
You know what? I
Yes.
would like to continue this interview, but I'm on Amazon ordering the spinners sweatshirts.
There you go. There you go.
And I'm taking note of the links because we're gonna. This is so Gail Scott Key's show is moving now, not just audio the way it was before. It's gonna be on video as well. So we're gonna add all the links, you know, so that people can find you, they can
They'll
get
be
to your
on
site, they
YouTube
can get to your
with me.
merch, all that stuff.
Wonderful.
So yeah, pass it on to us, and we'll make sure that all the links are there when it goes live.
We
Wonderful.
have a few minutes to wrap up, and I can't even begin to tell you how you all, each and every one of you, take my breath away. I am honored. I am fully honored. Ronnie, I owe you the biggest hug, my dear, because you just coordinated with me to make this happen. I am so happy. Henry, you're a legend. You're an
Oh, yeah.
absolute legend.
Oh, yeah.
We just adore you. Jesse, with that powerful voice, I could hear you from wherever you are. Get out of that bed. Okay, I'm up. I'm up.
Right now.
I'm making coffee, baby.
That's amazing.
Wait, I need that to be my alarm when I wake up in the morning. Like,
Yeah, I'll do it every morning. You wait. I'm for coffee.
Yes. Yes.
Get out that bed.
DJ.
Yes.
We just adore you. We thank you for coming in and just making this absolute complete. And as you heard my good friend Jesse Peck say, the show is going to be August 5th. It's going to be with the OJs. And let me tell you, the fun is never ending with the Spinners. We have them all here. It is my absolute pleasure. And of course, with my guest co-host, Richie Rich Mangia and the beautiful Christina Millsaps. We are all here on Gail Scott Key's Entertainment Now. You can check this out on YouTube. You'll check out the links. Make sure if you want to see the Spinners where you are and you haven't, speak up, throw that hand up, and let's talk about it. And let's get them near to you because they are always going to be near to us. Thank you so much, Spinners, for joining us.
Thank you very much. We love you. We appreciate you. Thanks to all the fans.
Thank you,
Amen.
Gail.
Thank you.
All
guys.
our family. Thank you so much.
See you at the show.
That's right.